Alright, this is a drill press. Drill press is used for drilling holes, 90-degree holes and large diameter holes. You can use for smaller ones, but the big thing is it gives us a nice straight hole where we're connecting or putting holes in. And we use it quite a bit in regards to actually using the machine and safety-wise. One of the things that we need to be aware of is, as far as putting bits in, this is called the chuck of the drill, and this is a chuck key. How it works, you turn that, you put the drill bit into the chuck, you tighten it down by hand, you take the chuck key, put it in with the teeth on it, and then you crank it down in a clockwise motion to tighten it down. The chuck key, probably from a safety standpoint, one of the most important things is we never want to leave that chuck in like this. We always want to make sure it's removed. If it gets left in there and it gets turned on, that piece of chuck, that piece of hard metal, steel, can fly off and hit you or somebody else around you. So it's really important that we remove that right away. Another aspect of safety is one of the things that any kind of rotating machine that we have, and it goes for a lot of machines in here, but I'm just going to do a little demonstration. I'm going to take this tape, and just to represent how I'm going to just turn the machine on and turn it off, and show you how much wraps around that. So if you have loose hair or long hair or anything that would hang, like strings up from a hood that would hang and it would caught in there, just to kind of show you what will happen. And you can see how much tape gets caught just by turning it on and off, right? And if your hair gets caught in there, it'll do some major damage. So it's just, we want to make sure that we're not getting anything caught in that rotating device. As far as use of, this table does have a fence on it that can slide back and forth, and it sometimes will be totally removed and it just slides into these little slots right here. Usually it sets up on the back side here, so that we can push that back and forth. But this will help. So when we're going to drill a hole, we can actually use that fence to help hold it tight. If it's a smaller hole like this one, and I'll drill some bit larger holes in a minute, the fence or you holding it will probably take care of not having to clamp it down. There's a variable speed on it. We can increase the speed. Most of the time, we're going to have it down on this side. The variable speed needs to be adjusted while it's running. The other drill press does not have variable speed on it. So the drill, we'll take the handle on the other side, make sure it's secured against the fence. We can clamp it down with another board or a clamp. Clamp it down on there, make some smaller holes. What we'll do is just keep feeding it through. It'll pop up on you if you come back too fast. One of the other things I went through fairly fast, it will chip on the back side. I'll do that with a little bigger drill bit in just a second. Taking the bit out is just the opposite. I'm going to put the chuck key in, I'm going to go counterclockwise. Alright, so instead of going thumbing towards me, I'm going to go the other way. And you want to grab onto the bit. Sometimes you need to be careful though, if you're drilling a lot of holes, the ends of these drill bits, because of the friction and drilling, will get really hot. And you can burn your fingers on those. This is called a twist drill or a high-speed steel bit. It just has the probably the most typical and most common drill bit. The other types of drill bits that we will use, another type is called a Forstner bit, some of the bigger bits that we have. So we'll take and we're going to drill this hole out in the center. So I'm going to use a 1 7/8 drill bit. I have that fence. One of the things we've got to make sure of is that we don't drill into the table. All right, if you look at this drill press here, you can see where some people have drilled into the table. So we want to avoid doing that. So I'm going to put what I call is a backing board underneath it. I'll take my chuck key. Go clockwise. Tighten it down. And like I said, I'll move my fence. What I like to do is I like to lock it down where I want it. And move my fence or clamp it there. So that it can't spin around on you as it goes. So you need to have something on this. The other thing about this fence, or this drill press, is that there are leaves on it and the sides do pull out. And so you can get a clamp in here easier and clamp that down. So just some neat features to this drill press. Tear it down, keep blown. Drill big holes. I'm going to drill down, and then you can see the chips that are coming off. I'm going to bring it back up, let the chips cure, let the bit cool. You can see it's starting to break through the other board. And there's no chipping on the back side. If you clamp that on there, that'll reduce that chipping altogether. So that's drilling a larger diameter hole with the drill press. There are times when we need to adjust the drill press up or down. There's a lever on the back side here. If you loosen that, all right, then there's a handle that you can either crank it up with or you can crank it down. So you need to make sure that you crank that, but you need to make sure you loosen this lever before you start cranking it. Otherwise, it strips the handle up and that'll break off. So loosening that before you start, and then you put it where you want it, and then we'll tighten it back up. All right. So that keeps it from swinging back and forth. All right. This drill press has the same type of a handle, but it doesn't have the threads on it, so it just drops or lowers kind of just by hand. So if you're doing this one, you may need some help and assistance, because if you drop this and it hits the bottom of the drill press, it'll actually break the casting, and then we don't have a second drill press to use. So, all right. So the name of the machine is drill press. Main purpose is to drill 90-degree holes. The biggest thing in regards to safety is make sure the chuck key is not left in there. Make sure the wood is secure, either clamped down or with the fence when you're drilling, so it's not spinning around on you. The bigger the diameter of the hole, like the Forstner bits, you're going to have to probably clamp it down or use a fence. You also will lower the speed on it. So drill press has some really cool uses and not too difficult to use. Make sure you watch when you take it out also so you don't burn yourself.